Hi, gang. I'm here again. The proverbial, as I said, gum on your shoe. You think you got rid of me and you walk in the house and then there's this smudge on the carpeting. So, can't get rid of me that easily. Today, I'm going to visit a track that we did with Toto on the second tour that I did with them in 2015. This was from Nîmes, France, when we recorded this, and I believe David Page wrote this. But it was one of the biggest handfuls to learn of their show. Now, this was the second tour I did with the guys and gal. So it was David Page on keys, Steve Porcaro on keys, Shannon Forrest on drums, Lenny Castro on percussion, Mavuto and Jenny Foot on background vocals, Steve Lukather, and myself. And we had just such a great time on this tour. And Joe Williams singing. I always forget about the singers. It's like, the band, man. Joe sang his ass off on this too. Joe's really so good with the band. That's the beauty of Toto, is there's been a number of incarnations of the group, and the music is so strong that kind of whoever is in the band at that time, it is generally smoking. It is good. They have really kind of the cream of the crop when it comes to putting a band together. Everybody would love to do it. I felt very, very blessed and fortunate that I got the call to do it twice with them. I wish I could have stayed on with them. I was having such a good time, but conflicts of schedule and things happen, and you've got to do what you got to do. But this song was really a handful to learn, and playing along with it really wouldn't be, to me, as much fun as just sitting here and enjoying it with you. So as I said, this was from our European tour, the European leg of the tour, and it was in Nîmes, France, which I love playing there. I've played there. I did many, many years with Véronique Sanson, touring in France and French speaking areas. We would get into Belgium and Switzerland and Corsica, and it was a joy. She is like, if you don't know who Véronique Sanson is, check her out. I mean, if you took like Joni and Carole King and all these singers and rolled them into one, you got Vero. She's a monstrous pianist. Carries her concert Bosendorfer on the road with her, and gifted writer. She was married to Stephen Stills back in the 70s. And they had a son, Christopher. And if you want to check out somebody else who's great, check out Christopher Stills, a terrific artist. But I was at Caribou Ranch in Colorado doing one of Stephen Stills' records. And his wife happened to be there. And that was Vero. That was the first time I met her. And this was around 73. And she was pregnant with Christopher at the time. And we finished up what we were doing with Stephen, and he said, well, let's work on my wife's album. And she sat down at the piano, and I just kind of went, holy crap. It's kind of like the discovery I had when I was working with Harry Shearer, and his wife popped into the scene, and it was Judith Owen. And these people like kind of just take your breath away. You go, really? What, that's your wife? Amazing. And so I worked with Vero then, and then came back to her in the 90s. And we started recording again and touring, and I think we spent 10 years together at that point. And she's still out there killing it. She's an amazing, amazing artist. So check her out. She's pretty special. But being over there with Toto was just a joy. And to me, I always find it fascinating. I mean, they finally, just before things kind of had to stop because of some absolute, and I will use the term bullshit stuff going on that's caused them to close house. It's really sad. It's got nothing to do with the music they make. It's other stuff, and I'm not going there. But it was always amazing to me. Like, we would be on tour in Europe, and you'd pull in some little town in the middle of, Finland or someplace like that, and like 13,000 people show up at the gig. And we came back to the States, and they would be offered like opening for Rick Springfield. And this has nothing to do with Rick. I've known Rick forever, and that's not demeaning to him. But for a band of the stature that they have, like when we're in Japan or Europe or South America, the States just never gave them a break. And it's really, really sad, because they are one of the finest, no matter what the lineup is, groups of musicians I've ever worked with, and some of the best writing and just creative energy out of them. So this song, I believe David Page wrote it, and it's called Great Expectations. I could be wrong on the writing. That maybe he collaborated with somebody. I didn't really take the time to look that up, but I was perusing some of my stuff that I've got. This wasn't on YouTube, this performance, and I just thought this deserves a listen, and so I'm just going to play it and enjoy it with you, because this is really some writing and playing at its very finest, and Joe's singing his butt off on this. So enough of that. Let's listen to it, and then we will talk afterwards. Come on, kid.
Much. We're going to do something from the new album here, something a little more daring for us.
That's Page.
A little more daring for me, anyway. And we'd like to dedicate this to our musical brother, Chris Squire. I have great expectations for you and me, and there's no obligations, my love. We have sailed across the waters of a burning sea, and it's you that I'm thinking of. Oh, 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 oh.
fun line. So many parts weaving. Yeah, Lenny.
I've got 1,000,000 reasons for us to believe
Go,
there's
Joe.
nothing we can change, my friend. I got big expectations for now and forever, yeah.
That's what a live band sounds like. I mean, it's, to me, it's stellar. It's as good as it gets with these guys. You know, I feel so fortunate that when I've toured with Toto and James Taylor back in the 70s, the late 70s, when we had that flag tour, and Lyle Lovett and his large band, and all of these groups, it's been such a treat to be on stage with some of the most gifted musicians in the world and to be able to share music with the most gifted audiences in the world. But geez, that really takes my breath away. You know, that to me is like just an incredible piece of writing and an incredible piece of music. All in all, and everybody just played. Lenny Castro, man, I don't know any rock and roll percussionist better than Lenny. I mean, he just digs in, and so many percussionists tend to lean when they start playing, and it's not a put down, but they tend to lean more Latin. And Lenny can play Latin, but he just digs into rock and roll like nobody's business. And it's just great. And Shannon Forrest just playing his ass off on that. Just, what a treat. So that was Great Expectations from 2015, I believe it was, or 16. I can't remember exactly what I said in the beginning because that was a long time ago when I started this. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm really excited. Tomorrow I have Denny Tedesco coming to the house, and I'm going to do the first individual interview for the immediate family documentary film being made. So I will try to figure out some things to make myself sound like I have some function in this world. But I'm really looking forward to that because we've been on hold for a while with the documentary because of the pandemic. But he's going to come over. We're all, I'll probably not be wearing a mask when I'm talking, but we're all going to be masked and safely apart, find a nice area of the house where we can sit and talk and not have too much potential for problems. So I'm really excited about that. I'm so excited about the documentary. And then next week, I will be getting the info out. We're going to rehearse on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Friday, the immediate family is doing our live stream concert. So I'll get you that info if you want to come join us. It's a free concert online, and we're so excited about playing together. It's been several months now, and it's, doing a cappella videos and things like that just isn't the same as getting together with the guys and getting the stink down and go for it. So I have some fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And there's lots of, little things going on, but still staying pretty far apart, staying quite distant. Took the boys for a nice long walk this morning, and only saw one other person out, so that was good. It's quiet. I love the quiet hours of the morning. So thank you to everybody out there keeping this ship afloat during this time of severe leakage. I mean, it's sort of, I look at it like that. I mean, it's just like, we are on a big ship that's floundering, but there's all these people out there putting their fingers in all these holes like the dike, and keeping this thing going. So thank you all for that. And I hope everybody has a great day today. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll play tomorrow. I'll find something else to do. I mean, I keep going through all these lists. Yeah, I having ADD is really a gift. Like, my yard enjoys my OCD because I get so completely anal about all the work I do. And then the ADD, HE, all these initials for things. Fine, whatever. But I just know that when I start looking at a song, suddenly it's like, oh man, I'm like distracted over all kinds of other stuff pops up into my mind, and I start looking at that. So I'll find something, and I will see you all get that done in the morning before Denny gets here. And then Saturday, I'll let you know how it went. So take good care, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.